Sora, owned by OpenAI, agrees to stop using MLK's likeness. Let me set it up for you guys. So, recently, we've all had fun playing with Sora, a new app by OpenAI, which essentially allows us to create any image or video that we've ever dreamt of making. We can put ourselves in movies now, making lifelike, super ultra realistic, lifelike motion video. One of the big points is that several people have made videos featuring Dr. Martin Luther King depicted doing unsavory things, such as going on talk shows like Deal or No Deal, wrestling, fighting Malcolm X. There's some of him fighting Adolf Hitler, right? Just using him in various capacities as people prompted. Dr. Bernice King, daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King, and over the MLK estate, recently made a petition to OpenAI asking them to stop, which OpenAI gladly adhered to and pulled back on the ability to use Dr. Martin Luther King, right?
Yeah. So let me jump in here first. So when I initially posted the video of Dr. King from OpenAI and they had him screaming and jumping down like a monkey, I caught a lot of flack for that, right? A lot of people were like, well, why would you show that? And I'm like, because number one, I want people to see if they'll do this to someone like Dr. King, they'll do this to anybody.
Yeah.
Which we saw Kobe Bryant, Notorious B.I.G., Malcolm X, Tupac. Who else? It was just a ton of people that we don't need to see. And the interesting thing that I thought about this whole situation with OpenAI is you cannot prompt OpenAI to create any character like that. So that means OpenAI put those people in there. Yeah. That means Prince, Michael Jackson, OpenAI was allowing those generations to be made, and then you be able to alter those individuals to do so. So the reason why I posted that is because I knew the reaction would spark the question, well, then why are we doing this? And so seeing that Bernice and OpenAI came to an agreement that they would pull him back and not let them use Dr. King, that is the reason why I posted that video. Because initially, I'm like, you bring attention to the subject, you make it something that people are aware of, and then when people express their displeasure for it, and it can affect business, and it can affect the way that OpenAI is perceived, then they have to change their practices. So that is why I did that. And it did exactly what it needed to do, because now you can't make videos of Dr. King.
And I think that was a genius play on your part. But one of the things, the bigger issue here is people don't know if they have rights to their name and likeness. When you're using a lot of these tools, and I wrote an open ed about this years ago when this technology was first emerging, when you click agree to use the tool, you give up your rights to your name and likeness to those platforms. A lot of people don't know about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, but also you got to think people that have established legacy have a right to celebrity. So that's the number one thing that I talk about in dealing with my father's estate is you still have the right to celebrity.
Yeah.
And so if you have a name, right, if you have a likeness that people can easily recognize, so people know who Dr. Martin Luther King is, people know who Kobe Bryant is, and all these other individuals, you have a right to that. That's why I said even if there is not legislation to trademark anyone's name and voice, because celebrities can do it all the time, but regular people need to be able to do the same thing. Because I'm surprised at the amount of people that I see putting themselves, I haven't put myself into OpenAI. Yeah. I haven't put myself in Sora 2, and I'm not going to put myself in Sora 2, but I'm pretty surprised about the amount of people that have put themselves into Sora 2.
Well, most people don't know any better. Like, even then, somebody told me, and I did some research about it, and it's true. Mm-hmm. It's 100%. Like, guys, before you put yourselves on here, be cautious about it. But I want to touch on that topic because even last week, the name, image, and likeness goes, I believe, even further than that, right? So we were talking about this. My grandfather, Booker T. Washington, was used in the Madam C.J. Walker show, and there was a huge point of contention over how he was depicted, which was antagonistically towards Madam C.J. Walker, which was later disproven by their interactions. So my question to you is, when we speak about historical narratives of Black people, when do we take back control?
From the beginning, I mean, it's best we can, but it's also the ability for us to have control over those estates. Because you got to remember, the estate of Prince, the estate of Notorious B.I.G., the estate of James Brown, and the estate of Whitney Houston are all owned by Primary Wave, who are our partners. Mm-hmm. So it's also being able to keep that name, image, and likeness. You understand what I'm saying? Because I've seen Shaquille O'Neal's on OpenAI, and people are understanding why, are kind of confused as to why they see Shaquille O'Neal and Marilyn Monroe a lot together on OpenAI clips, because Shaquille O'Neal has ownership in the company that represents those brands. So the same company that manages the likeness, name, image, and likeness of Shaquille O'Neal manages the name, image, and likeness of Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley. So those estates have been sold. So again, it's always like, in culture, I always say you got to be mindful of who you sell your culture to, because you think you're selling an asset when you're actually selling legacy, and you're selling, what people remember and know and what represents the person that was. I think it's highly disrespectful. I would never want that, even with Marilyn Monroe. I mean, if I'm Marilyn Monroe's family, I don't want her. I don't know if I want her and Shaquille O'Neal walking down the street acting like they're having babies. Like in some of the videos, like they're in love and they kissing. I'm like, why is Shaquille O'Neal kissing Marilyn Monroe? Again, you can make anything with these AI programs, but I don't know if I would want that, because then that's just not real. I mean, we're pushing the bounds of, I think the content creation space of OpenAI is ruining content creation, but I think there's going to be pushback where we're going to have a world where people just want real content. They don't want this BS that people are talking about.
Well, I believe in authenticity is going to be the name of the game, but let me ask you a question, right? In my case, public domain hit my grandfather of 100 years, right? Mm-hmm. Martin Luther King died in the 60s, so reasonably we're only a few decades out from him entering public domain. How do we get around the issue of when, for those who don't know, public domain is when a character or an image is entered into the public. They can then be used for practically anything. A lot of cartoons and superheroes are entering the public domain.
Mickey Mouse.
Exactly.
Stuff like that.
Batman and Superman in the next, I believe, 15 years are going to be in the public domain. So my question is, how do we as Black people get around people being able to use likenesses and images for their unintended direction?
I believe that public domain is going to end. For me, I think it should. I'm going to tell you why. Because of artificial intelligence. Because at that point, if AI can create whatever song, if AI can write every song that ever could exist, then what song could be written that is in public domain? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If AI can create every melody that ever existed, every rhythm pattern that ever existed, every lyric line that ever existed,
it can kill creativity.
Right. So I think that the assets that exist that are not part of public domain, I think they should become assets that are never allowed to be in public domain, and they're owned in perpetuity, which is one of the reasons why I think a lot of times a lot of these companies are buying music catalogs, like the legacy catalogs. They're buying all these masters in publishing. I don't understand why people are buying masters in publishing to eventually have it be public domain. It's like people have bought land. Like, would you buy an asset that expires?
No.
Right. Like, why? Like, people don't buy land that expires. Well, and you own land, you own it. You buy something, you own it in perpetuity. So for me, I feel like they're going to lobby at some point, lobby Congress or lobby and then take it to the Supreme Court and then get rid of public domain because of AI, because that's too much people can control. But I want to, given this whole content creation open AI thing, I want to call out Homeland Security, because a TikToker called out Homeland Security for using a video of him to say that if you target ICE, we're coming after you. His video had nothing to do with ICE or anything. He made it months ago. So I'm going to read this real quick. So the Homeland Security posted a video of a group of young Black men with the caption, "ICE, we're on the way. Word on the streets, cartels put $50K bounty on y'all." Homeland Security then captioned their tweet and said, "FAFO, if you threaten or lay hands on our law enforcement officers, we will hunt you down and you'll find out really quick." But they used the video of this young black kid on social media that had nothing to do that he posted months before and altered it and changed the caption and made it about that. So they're taking an image of a young black man and changing to act like he's been getting death threats. He's been getting people trying to harm him because our government took a picture of him, an image of him, and made him appear to say things that he never said. And that's ridiculously dangerous, and he should sue the shit out of the government for that, and I hope he wins because that's ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Listen, this Trump administration is crazy. They've been having a field day in the social media department, right?
Oh, yeah, and they took a dump on you see the thing where he pooped on all the No Kings protesters?
Dog.
It's Donald Trump in a fighter jet with a crown on his head like a king, and he flies over the No Kings protesters and drops poop on them using AI.
The one that just made me so upset was somebody made an ice video to the theme of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dog, this isn't funny.
Yeah,
these are people.
But this is the problem with in the era that we're entering to with AI and how dangerous it can be.